Welcome to Yorkshireman Models. I've been sent for free this compressor, this airbrush and these paints here. Now these paints I think are the ones used mostly for art, that kind of stuff, you know, for painting on canvas and stuff. We'll try them and see what they're like. I have used Fengda airbrushes before and I found them to be good airbrushes usually what I've had. So we'll get that out, we'll give it a good review, see what it's like. You do get a few nozzles, so we'll see what she's like with it. And I have got a very similar compressor, but I'm hoping this one might be quieter. It's got fans on it here, where my other one's just got the normal one on the back of that. This has got another. I don't know if it's going to make a lot of difference, but we'll try this one, see how that performs. But for the airbrush, because there's a few different size nozzles by the looks that you get, I don't know, I'll spin it round there. What we'll do is we'll get this primed. It's a kit that I've just done, and then we'll get some camouflage paint on it as well. So you'll see quite a bit of spraying done today. And like I say, we will have a go with these, although they're probably not going to be my forte, as I'm a model maker, not a canvas artist or whatever else you want to call yourself. So we'll start with a compressor, but we'll get the camera set up a little bit better so we can see more of it. Catch you in a second. Right, got a bit of info on it. It's the Ag-426, it says here. Just bring it down a bit so you can see. 125 watt. It's the oilless version. It says it's there, fan 1, fan 2. We've got a regulator or gauge, so you can change it for whatever bar you want him through. I'll push it back up there. And it says, usual down here, read the manual and explaining all about what you have to do. So an auto start stop function, which is the best thing you can ever have with one of these compressors. Honest, that's the idea of the tank. So you're not hearing it rattling away all day long while you're not painting, because you're doing small bits of painting here and there. So I will open her up. Just state UK version to the hot plug. Wait a second, a bit more tape. Right. Bit of bump. Instructions. Call them instructions because I never read them and then destroying stuff I should be. Right, take this upside down. It's a bit big on workbench actually. Oh, there we go. Oh, everything. Sorry about the shaking camera. Nearly done, nearly. Chuck that to the side, literally, out it way. Bring that back over. And here we go. Oh, one compressor. Looks like it's just that, yeah. Get her out of the bag. Easily done. So, mine I've got, like I say, it's a very similar compressor to this. You've got your regulator here, which you can turn. Is it an up? Yeah, pull it up, can turn it, push it down, locks it. Connect your holes here. Obviously it's telling you your bar there. This says there's a fan here and there's a fan at the back here. We have an on and off. I prefer it at the front. The one I've got has got the on and off here, this side. And what I like about that is I've got it facing towards me. So it's in between my desk I've got, so I can just switch it on and off like that. This one is at the back, so I'm going to have to reach over for that if I have this one instead. But anyway, doesn't look to be too bad a length of cable on the cord. I'll just undo it so you can just see when I get around to it. That's it. And you can see, I'd say there's probably about 2 meters of cord there, so that's not too bad. And like I say, English plug. So well, UK plug should I say, not English, but it's for all those. You've also got a button here underneath. I'll just turn her on a side so you can see. There's a button there, and that lets the moisture out. This is a moisture trap, and what this will do is collect the moisture in the air as it's pumping through, so that it ends up in the bottom of here. If you press that, it lets it out there. There should be a release. There's usually a release valve on these. Am I not? Yeah, there it is. Sorry, it is. Sticker's coming off. Right. When you've done, these will hold obviously air that's sometimes there's a bit of moisture in it. So the best thing to do is once you've finished modelling, pull that, and it'll release the air out, and then it'll stop it from rusting, because what these can do is rust on the inside. Takes them years to do it, but eventually a pinhole appears in this tank, and I mean it does take years, but you'll end up with it don't hold any compressed air, and it's no good. Well, it don't do the job it's supposed to do. So I'll set this up, and then we'll see about opening the airbrush then. Before I set the hose up, the compressor up, I just thought I'd show you. It's just your normal compressor end, cord end. Just screw straight onto that there. Right, start with the airbrush. And quickie before I actually open it, it's the Fe-183K dual action airbrush set. It's got a 2, a 5 and a 13ml cup. It's got a little bit about it there, gravity fed, certain part need nozzles can be replaced, it explains. A little bit more there, telling you what you can like, ink dyes, full colourings through it, all sorts. Watercolours, acrylics, lacquers, enamels, even automotive urethanes it says. Although I don't know how much you'd get done on a car if you were trying to spray it with one of these in reality. But there you go. So we'll get it out the box. And they come in quite a nice box, quite a handy storage for you for keeping it. Take that off because that keeps it all in place. So first off, we've got a hose, and we've got a connector for it as well if you're using a different type. There, changes it into that one, so you can screw it on. It's only for if you've got a different type of compressor, that is. We've got the airbrush itself, nice weight, feels good. Yeah, I mean these always feel a bit different when you've got air in them as well, because that pressurises that, so it always feels a little bit tighter. And we've got as different cups. What I will start with is this one, because this is probably about the right size cup for me. So I'll put that on there. Just screw it in. We've got that adjusts. If you look how far back that's coming there, that adjusts that. So the more you put it up, look, won't come back at all. Twist, comes back a bit, some more, and you can. And that regulates how much paint's coming out when you spray it. Now I have got airbrushes, which this is something I do prefer on my airbrushes. It is up to each person what they do like, and I've got them with this on, and this regulates the air as well as this. This does the air, this does the amount it's pulling back for allow for paint to flow through. So you do get a lot more precision, but at the same time I've got a lot of them that are not like that, that I've had for a long time and used a lot, so I can live with that, and I'm sure most people could. We've got, I'll just turn that up. I am pretty sure it'll have a needle in it. Yes, you can see there's a needle in there, and I'm presuming it's going to be a 0.3 in it. I'm presuming. So we've got two nozzles. We've got a 0.8. That's not much good for me. Oh no, there's the 0.3. So that might be a 0.5 in there at the moment. So I'll put that to one side. We've got a spanner, small one for changing the parts, the bigger cup, and the little cup. Now I'll take that out because it's just, there's your little cup. The little cup, as you can see, does not have a lid. Not that you normally need one with one of them because it's that fine, you only up close. So we've got a 0.8 needle and we've gotten a 0.3. So we've got 0.3, 0.5 and 0.8. Now, personally, I prefer the 0.2, the 0.3 and the 0.5. That's me personally. For my kind of spraying I use for modelling, the 0.2 I find you get really, really nice fine lines for camouflage, stuff like that. That's my personal point of view, though. You must remember that. All of this is just my personal point of view. Not getting paid for it, nothing like that. Just doing this because I've received them for free, so I thought I'd bang a video like that. We've got a parts diagram here, so if you need any more parts for it, you can see there. It's telling you what they all are there, and I'm sure you can order them or find them online easy enough. Right, put that to one side and we'll get this airbrush set up now and we'll see what she's like for spraying. And we'll spray first. We'll leave this 0.5 in and we'll try these paints first, seeing as these have come with it. We'll try them, see how we go with that, see what they're like, and then after that we'll go over to the 0.3 because that's my preferred one. So I'll see you when I've set this up. What I will say is, and it would have been nice if you'd have got it with airbrush, because I'm just setting it up now. So I've got my hand here, and obviously screws directly onto that, as you can see. This is what I prefer. Right, this one, quick release. A lot of airbrushes now, you'll get a little quick release that, so you screw that into there first. Now, I'm not going to put it on here because I'm going to use it as it's come, but if I was going to be using this on a regular basis, because it depends if it's a nice airbrush or not, then I'll put a quick release, and I think I've got a couple of that somewhere. I've just got to dig them out. But yeah, I'll carry on setting it up. It's an easy enough job, and I'll see you in 2 minutes. Right, the colours. There's a good few actually, but we've got some yellow and all of these. Oh, come on. Whatever that is, I don't know. It'd probably say it somewhere. Oh, orange red. There it is. Orange red, some fleshy type colours, whites. I'm sure there'll be a black. There's always a black. Yeah, there you go. There's a black. So I'm going to try black first, and then we'll try a bit of blue, this blue, and the rest we'll save in here for whenever. Like I say, I think the more for actual painting, as in canvas, or I'm going to do it on paper here just to try them. So we'll fire her up. Here, there's a button. No, it's on the other side. You can hear that there. I won't exactly say it's any quieter than the other. I'd say it's exactly the same. A little bit more fan noise, probably, if anything. But we'll get the black. These are meant to be ready to go. So give it a shake up. We've got to make sure your paint's well and truly mixed up. Doing some pumping away. What have I got it set at? That's probably the problem. Oh yeah. Oh, set way too high. Hang on. I can turn my pressure gauge down, that's for sure. 30, is it? We'll have a look. That's better. She's going down now. Yeah, I've got it set, right, sorry about that. Got it set now about 17. Yeah, maybe a tad higher. Doing a lot of pumping. A lot more than the other one. I mean, I don't know. There's no air leaks to what I can feel anywhere on it. I don't know. Anyway, Not so sure about this with the compressor. Looks like he's doing a lot of pumping, still not stopped. No air leaks at all on the airline. Onto the airbrush, all the way around. Can't feel any. All I can feel is from the fan itself. Oh, there you go. My God, that took a long time, innit? 3 minutes, man. Jeebus. That other one I've got, and I completely different ones. Takes it about a minute. It's up to power. It's less than that, to be honest. So, a bit of this paint. There's only a bit of one. Actually, that looks thicker than. It's quite thick. It looks thicker than straight ready to use paint. Let's be honest. Put my lid on. So first off, we'll try just straight spraying. Needs more pressure, that, or it needs thinning that paint. It's one or two. Tell you now. Doesn't sound very much pressure in it. My bad. I've set it on about 7 knot, 70. Oh goodness. Taking it back up. Read it wrong. Because it's on the floor. There. That should be about 17. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness. Right, so 0.5 in it, so we're going to get a wide spread. You see there. It's not bad at all, to be honest, that. Spraying out nice. I mean, that is quite a thick paint in reality, I'll be honest with you. It was a lot thicker than what I thought it was going to be. So you should be able to water these down. But we'll just try thinning it. Oh, not that one. That one. We'll take the nozzle off, the protector. We'll get a little bit of tissue just to dry the end, or clean the end, should I say, not dry it, but clean the end. Take that down so you're not doing as much. Yeah, it's quite noisy to say that, isn't it? It's off again already. But we'll spray a bit. Right, we'll try and do thinner. I'm just trying to hold out there a little bit like that, and I'll try and hold it with this hand because my hands are not so great today. Oh. And we'll just try and spray a bit here, just making sure they can see it. It's not coming out, it's dried up on tip. Too thick, too thick. See, it's 0.5, you don't tend to get fine when you do 0.5, in all honesty. You're not going to get fine at all with this. You definitely need to change that needle. It's just too thick. That's about as fine as I get. I'm telling you now, I'm hardly releasing any paint. Hardly releasing, that's why it's not marking much here. Just clean it up a bit because the tip's drying. This dries quick, this paint. Really quick. Oh, it's about as fine as I can get it. Oh no, too thick. Yeah, you can see. Anyway, 0.5, let's be honest. Open it up, blast it on your kit. Just remember I'm looking at it from a modelling perspective, but you can blast it on your kit like that. Right, we'll get this needle changed down, we'll get it to a 0.3. We'll have a little look, see what it's like then. And then we'll get some, in fact I'm not even going to bother, I'll just put the blue straight in. I'm not going to bother with blue in the 0.5 because I can't see it putting it. So I'll put some blue in it at 0.3, we'll see how it does, and then we'll have a go at painting the kit to see how she does. Then I'll be putting some proper paints in her. To me, proper paints, I mean they're all paint anyway, but I'll be putting some Mr. Surfacer in her, Now this is a lot more, it's more an enamel paint than these acrylics, so they're a lot thicker, and then I'll be putting some others in to paint the camouflage a bit. So I'll turn it off, clean it up, get it prepped, we'll get some more painting. Right, I'll just show you how quick it is in a way to change nozzle. Right, the actual airbrush, I've took the old needle out, get it a bit of cleaner. I ain't done a lot, I've just blasted a bit of my cleaner through it. So you unscrew that with the big one, and we've got a needle here. Put that one to one side. Guarantee I'll lose it if I don't put it somewhere I can grab it again easy. And we've got the 0.3 needle and nozzle now. So there's the needle, that goes in there. Nozzle goes on there like so. Hand tight, and all I'll do is the faintest little turn. Right, here's the other end for it. It's very easy to do. This is why I'm showing you. That section on, and 0.3 needle. Little tip, if you get some super fine polishing stuff, polish these needles down, and they're even better for when you're trying to do fine work. You see, it's pretty good, like, but when you polish them down, it just lets the paint either flow from better, atomise off them better, whatever it is, does it brilliant. New needle through, on, back section on, put the cap back on, the tip protector thing there back on, so it's safe. As you see, this compressor keeps going off. Right, put these to one side. If I'll put these in the number 3, my parts away, and then I'll get some blue paint in it. I'll show you how she does. Right then, this time I've put me paint in. See, I'm just going to put a drop of water. Try and mix it up a bit with a drop of water. It is proper thick compared to other. Tell it, you're like, well, what I normally put through. Probably one more. I didn't put a lot in it, as you can see. So just enough just to hold it. In fact, the little cup would have been probably better for it. So that, and we'll turn this over actually. Look at the thingy now. So spraying it open. Yeah, spraying a bit better this and all. See, off again. How much have I done there? And it were only a minute ago it was pumping anyway, but see there. And what we'll do now is take the nozzle off, the protector off, and we'll try and crank it down a little bit. That's it. Try and do some final work. That's me, that, not cleaning end off. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And that's the difference. 0.3 to a 0.5. This is why I never use a 0.5. This is a really good 0.3. Really good. You can see there. But yeah, a lot better. And you can certainly bring the amount out that you want more. So you're getting thicker. Bring it up more and you'll get a bigger line. Too much come out there. Pressing it, bring too much and going too close to the actual thing. But yeah, I like this blue. But lovely on a car, that. But yeah, you can see you get really fine lines if you want. I'm a lot more impressed with that. But nah, I'll just move that out of this, than I am when it was the 0.5. Now don't get me wrong, somebody who's doing a lot of canvas painting, somebody who's doing a lot of painting, say, where you've got big areas and stuff like that. I mean, it's like that, it says on it, car, well, automotive. I can see now why, if you use that one, and you use actually automotive paints, you want a big cup, big nozzle, 0.8, you can see why you do it like that. But for scale modelling, probably the 0.5 on its own, 0.3, just open it up a bit more to light for so you can get, you can see you could easily put your camos down if you're doing, say, a camo on an aircraft like that, and you can easily put whatever shapes you want on it, fill them in, or whatever it is, ramp up how much is coming out, like that. You've got your dot dash type, which is, I hate doing this, to be honest, it's one of the camos I think, the one where you go like that and you're doing lots of individual, you can do smaller dots, you could go right down to a little tiny, well, maybe not, you probably need 0.2 for that. This is about as small as I can make them. Don't it? Yeah, you'd probably need the 0.2 for that. But you can get them down small, it's just not as fine as what I'd normally like. And I'd probably turn my pressure down on the compressor for that if I were doing it on a regular. You can see I am getting, but you can see I'm getting a little splatter. Then again, that could be just because it's this type of paint. But yeah, you can get small dots, it's not a problem. It's just not as easy as if you've got a 0.2. Again, clean it out. We'll now get it ready for painting my actual kit, which is this. And we'll see how she fares in what I would call the real modelling world. Right then, so we've got my black. As I was saying earlier, Mr. Robbie 1500 surfacer. This is already finned. I do prep fin it already, as you can see on the top. This is the 0.3. I'm going to test it for her to she primes, sprays a primer to see if she's any good. Right. Just open it up a bit more. Seems to be spraying it pretty good. Yeah, not bad at all. You can hear there, it's loud, that compressor, I'm telling you. It might be hard I've got a sat, to be honest, with the rattling noise that you can hear. But the actual noise of it itself, oh. Yeah. Just have a quick look now. Seems to be spreading it out nice, seems to be doing it well. I'm going to spray some Tamiya paint now, light grey first. So, underside, oh, I'll just move my ball better. Right, my underside first. Light coat first, if I can help it. Sometimes it does a bit thick, but try and do a light coat and back over with a dark, thicker one. There you go. Ooh, like that, like I say. There you go, she's off again, and keep pulling her in. This is the underside one more than it is out else. It's spraying beautiful, to be honest. Spot on. That's very nice. Done me. Spray edges there just to make sure you get your, especially on the edges. Oh, there you go. Right, now she's stopped pumping away. I've just realised what I forgot to do. I forgot to put some over me lights, so I'll have to get that paint off of there in a minute. But yeah, she's sprayed on really well, really nice. Not got a problem with that at all. Well, that's a little bit there, I think, just in there. Same on that side, just to make sure it's covered. Same at the back, so I'm not really sure how much at the back gets. But yeah, as I say, sprayed really nice. It really has sprayed nice. That I'm well impressed with that. And I know I'm not doing fine detail, but on the side of just normal spraying, absolutely fine. Beautiful little gun. Just going to spray a slightly darker Tamiya grey on the top, and then we'll have a go with the camouflage after. Try a bit of freehand, don't know how it'll go though. But this is just the underside, well not the underside, but the one of the main coats on the top. Again, spraying absolutely lovely, as you can see. Trying to get there. And stop that a second so I can talk without it blasting. Right, see there, it's gone down lovely. Nice, smooth. Looks really good. I will say though, I just ran over with my superfine sanding stick here. I just run over the main flat bits, especially in the joint bits. Tries to get rid of a bit of the little tiny particle effects that you can sometimes get. But yeah, impressed with it. I'll finish it all off and then we'll have the other colour, and then we'll see how she does with putting a camouflage on. Some green paint in it, as you can see. I'm going to do this painting now on this freehand to get a similar effect as that, as you can see with the camos on the wings like that. So first up, we'll start with this. So what I tend to do is I draw little lines like that. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to minimise all the space. Don't seem to be doing too bad. I've been a bit wary on how much I let flow out. I don't want it to be too much. Like so. Flowed out a bit too fast there, but then again that's a bit thin, so bit better. Really hard to control 0.3 needle compared to compared to a 0.2. 0.2 would be a lot better, but you can see it is doable. I'm getting the camouflage effect, not getting a lot of overspray. What I should do as well is take this needle tip off. If you take this off, got easier access to your needle to clean off any dry, pinching it off, but what it also allows is more control up closer. As you can see there, I should have done that from the start. Oh, it's flooding out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too fast. And that's another thing why I prefer the ones underneath with an adjuster. I've already turned this down to try to stop it flooding as much, but I'll have to turn it down a bit more, so just 1 second. Right, back. Right, we're on about 10 psi. As you can see there, it's a lot more control. Let's see if we can fettle this out a bit while it's flooded everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but you know what I mean. That's better. A lot better. A lot more control there. But it was at about 17 psi. Way too much. It was way too much for it. Just weren't accepting it. It's not too much of a problem because that's where my black and white markings are going anyway, so I can live with that. Up and over here a bit. Oop. You see a lot more better control now. Now we are talking, we've got something like I'm just going to turn it off because it runs all day. That you can see it is getting the paint. It's still drying, that especially there where it overdid it quite a bit, but it's still drying, and you can see there is not a lot of overspray. Yes, there is a bit. You're always going to get some. It's a 0.3 needle, but it's not a lot. But it's not too bad, that, I'll be honest, it's not too bad at all. So I'll leave that to dry and we'll do a conclusion of what we think of everything that we've had. Right, we'll quickly sum it up. These paints are actually model paints, I've found out now. Now to buy these paints, a £13.95 foot set. So it makes them £1, some at like 125, 120, something like that for all of these. Yes, you get a lot of paint. Don't know what they're like for putting on a model. I haven't tried it. I have tried, and I'll tell you now not to do it, is putting, not just, I've got plain water in this, so that's what I used to paint, spray it, but I also tried after, off camera, putting some 400 thinners through, you know, levelling thinner, and it just turns to sludge. So whatever you do, don't put a thinner through like that. But other than that, they seem to spray well. I don't know what they're like for hardiness, how long they'll take, whether they'll be tough paints on and they're hard to rub off or anything, because I've not sprayed them on plastic. I might one day come back to them and try them, but like I say, the colours, they're not what I would normally pick anyway. So would I recommend these for anybody who's doing modelling? Not really. I mean, yes, they're cheap, but in my thing, will I use the flesh colour? Maybe a tiny bit. Sky blue, probably. The cobalt blue, the black, yeah. The white, yeah. The others, maybe. Doubtful, though. Really doubtful. Probably the emerald green, because you probably find something you can spray with that. But that's just my personal point of view. Car modelers might find a use for every single one of them colours. Because they're all, I mean, some of these, like this blue, looks absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful. But anyway, so that's the paints. And like I say, for £13.95, 14 quid, they're not that bad, to be honest, to what it seems to have used up to now. We'll move on from that, and we'll go on over to this airbrush now. I'll get the actual box as well. Right, the airbrush. Honestly, for the money, it's fantastic. At the minute, at Amazon, you can get this airbrush, and it is £21.99 on sale. Absolutely great. The Fe-183K. You can't beat it for that kind of money. As a starter airbrush, yeah, I'd recommend it to anybody. It's spot on. It will do what you want it to do. You will not get super detailed camouflage patterns like what the Japanese had and the Germans and a few other countries during the Second World War. If you're an aircraft model painter, like me, that is. But will it do normal, just base spray painting? Of course it will. It's fantastic for it. To try out though, when you've never had an airbrush, this is brilliant, really is. But like I say, £21.99 on sale, it should be £25.99. What I will say, which I think is better, is the Fe-186K. And it's, you get the same set, but instead of a 0.8 needle, you're getting a 0.2 needle. A 0.2 needle will allow you to do a heck of a lot more. I have, it's going back in the, it's probably over a year now, a year and a half, something like that, done a review on that, and I found it a nice airbrush. So I would go for that, spend that extra £5 or so as a modeler, because it gives you that option of doing a lot finer work. So would I recommend this airbrush? Yes, I really would recommend this airbrush every day, especially to somebody who's never done any airbrushing. It's a great starter airbrush. You can see there, this is where I did my testing from, got a bit of blue come out, for to see whether it'd take 400, and like I said, no. So, we'll go on then to the actual compressor. Now the compressor, don't get me wrong, it works absolutely fine. If you've not got a compressor and you want one, I'm going to show you now, this compressor is fine. The problem is, that's noisy. I don't care what they say, this fan here is noisy. Does it keep it cooler so it can run for longer periods and it can do a lot more airbrushing? I don't know, I couldn't say, I ain't run it long enough for that, to know that. But it takes a heck of a long time for it to fill this, let's push up here as much as I can, to fill this actual reserve tank. This reserve tank, yeah, brilliant thing. My compressor's got it, I love it. You need a reserve tank, there's no fear on it. Otherwise all you hear is your compressor just going and going and going and going all the time. Fantastic to have that. But it just seems to take twice as long as the other one I've got. Now the other one I've got, I'm going to tell you the style it is, sort of thing. So you can go for that yourself if you want. But Fengda make that one. I don't know how we've ended up with a worse one for filling, but hey, I will state as well, these are some of the best thing you can ever have on an airbrush. You can see there, I've got this one set, at the minute it's about, what, 17, 18, something like that. That's my usual favourite, what I have them set. So, anyway, would I recommend it? If you've not got one, and you want one, and you think you might be doing long periods or airbrushing, maybe, yeah. Personally, the one I'd go for is what I'm going to tell you in a sec. So, I've got to get my paper out, because I've got it all written that. Right. The actual airbrush itself is £93.99 from Amazon, so it's not terrible price. I paid over 100 quid for mine 4 years ago, so it shows you how much they've come down in price. That's the Airgoo Ag-426. I would, if I was buying a new airbrush and I'd never had one, I would get the Fengda FDI, I think it's I or 1, whichever, 86 compressor, which is £83.95. All the differences, in all honesty, to what I can see with it, it does not have that extra fan on the top, and that extra fan's noisy. take it from me. Mine is. Some other people's might not be, but mine is. So that's that done. It's the paints have been done and the airbrush is done. That's it. There's nothing else left to us to have a mess with this time. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that what I've shown you, how I've used it, completely unbiased. I'm being honest when I do these reviews. It's just so that you hopefully can use the info that you pick from what I'm giving out, whether you're going to buy something or not. If it's helped you, give me a thumbs up, really appreciate it. And even better, if you subscribe, you can then get all of these videos. You'll get notified when they're going up. I do a lot of reviews, airbrushing, but more than that, model making, a lot of that. So if you're into model making and you enjoy doing it, subscribe and you'll see me building lots of models. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you around next time.